welcome back to the channel. Today I thought it would be fun to go through the coloring checklist challenge for 2023 to 2024 by Color and Chat with Sammie. Now, as far as I understand it, Color and Chat with Sammie created a coloring checklist challenge way back in, I think, 21, and then she's updated that challenge list for 2023 going towards 2024. So basically what it is 50 challenges you can do over the course of a year, and then you tick it off and see how far you've done and what you've done over a year. Now, I've not done one of these before, but I remember back in 21 looking at her list and thought some of it would be a lot of fun, but I wasn't quite ready to even try do a challenge. So what I've done for this year is I haven't put this challenge list in my goals for 2023, mainly because I'm not sure how long I'm going to actually be able to tick off these challenges. However, I feel like my understanding of coloring and where I am in my coloring journey is at a place where this is manageable. I understand what it's being asked. I understand the ins and outs of it, and sort of have more of an idea or tools in my toolbox on how to approach each of these challenges. So what I thought would be fun is to actually show you the books that I've selected for almost all of these challenges. And I thought it would be a nice way of giving you inspiration or ideas on what sort of books you could do if you want to do some of these challenges or complete the whole list. And considering that I've got quite a few books that I think are quite popular in the coloring community, it might help take the guesswork out of where do I find each of these pages, what sort of books do I use, that sort of thing. So I thought I'd just make it easy for you, and if you don't have the same books, not to worry, at least you'll get an idea of how to approach the challenge and all of that. So anyway, the first one is color a page that includes a space scene. Try and include space or galactic elements. So I've got a few options here, and I'm going to show you examples in each of these options. Firstly, I've got Alice in Wonderland. So I'm just going to move my list back and forth as I show you. Now, Alice in Wonderland, I did see a couple of space themed ones. I think it was just one. I'm just going to quickly flip through this. Now, I'm not going to show you everything to do and jump around the list. What I thought is I'd start at number 1 and I would systematically work my way down to number 50. So you're going to see me jumping in and out of all the books, but at least, you know, it will be specific to each of those lined challenges. And then if you decide you want to pick around one of the challenges, but you're not sure where to find pictures, you could easily just forward in the video wherever it is, wherever I am, and then find pages or ideas from there. So yeah, I thought it would be easier to go 1, 2, 3, 4 than to go hopping all around. All right, so it's in the front somewhere here. So this would be, if you do have Escape to Wonderland, a coloring book adventure by Good Wives and Warriors, this is an option for you. You've got, you could do a galaxy background. You've got all these planets here. Now, I know that it's not an actual in the sky kind of thing, because this is sort of like the world or a globe, and you've got all these, the solar system kind of around it, so it's almost more gadgety, but it does have those space elements. You can create a galaxy background to give it that space sort of feel to it. So I would suggest this one. with the graphic voyage, you do have a space elements or space themed picture in here, and I actually really want to do this picture, so I might even get started on this one. Don't ask me when, because I have no idea, but there you go. So I really like this one. One, she's in a spacesuit. You've got the planets in the background, you've got the stars. It would be great to do a lovely sky, well, space theme. You could even add a little bit of a galaxy background, although because you've got a lot of planets and moons, it may not need too much of a galaxy background. I think even just doing a night sky would work for this, and you could make these planets have a bit of a glowing effect to it. So this is another option for you. And then the third option for the first challenge is also in Magical City by Lizzie Mary Cullen, somewhere in here, and it's the only page I know of with the, sorry guys, so if you fancy an Inktense page, this could be a good option for you. Oh, and this one. So here you have the International Space Station, you've got the planet Earth, and then you've got your, I would do this a galaxy background, and I would create these swirls in different colors to add to that galaxy background effect. So that's another one you can do. Alright, so then looking at number 2 on the list, color a new to you artist. So that is going to be quite personal for each of you. For me, I've picked Melpomene Chatsapanagouti, and his Circle of Life book. I have not colored in any of Melpomene's works, but also, you know, people like Lana Green Art or Mystic Art Mirrors. Those are also people I haven't done any of their beautiful colorings. Another one for me would be Jasmine Beckett Griffith. Yeah, just off the top of my head. There are so many amazing illustrators out there. And so for this challenge, you just have to pick a new to you artist. It could even be a book that you've just recently purchased and not started in. And in that case, you could do the second challenge, and also Lavella's Coloring and Teas of Adult World Colorings hashtag Color Your Hoard. So you could combine the two there. Okay, then the third one is color a PDF page on toned paper. So toned cardstock or toned tan paper. And that would be just picking a page that you have or a PDF, printing it on colored paper, and then coloring print as normal. Okay, color a page by an artist beginning with C. So I have 2 people or 2 coloring books with the C. So then first up I have Christine Karen. So her first name starts with a C. And I would pick a page in Fairy and Fantasy 2, and then I would color one of these ones. Another option for me would be Crystal Vogel's beautiful book, and this one I haven't colored anything in yet. There is a flip through on the channel, so it would be coloring in one of these books. What I've also tried to do is see how I can combine the challenge with my goals, and then do more work in the books I want to complete and my goals and that sort of thing. So number 5, color a page that includes woodland elements, toadstools, animals, autumnal woods. So I've got quite a few options here for you. Crystal Vogel's book, as you can see in her work, she has a lot of fungus, and also animals. So this one would be absolutely brilliant for that challenge. So again, that's another one to look at. Another good one is Tales from the Forest Kingdom by Hannah Carlson. And if you look through here, you have like wolves, which are woodland animals. You have toads with fungus on them. I would also see toads or frogs in woodlands. Here you've got rodents and mushrooms, so that's another great one. Rabbits. Here you could do this double page spread with the fungus as well, and snake. So that would also tick off one of the challenges later on, which has a double page spread. Here you could do the fox. So this particular book by Hannah Carlson has got a lot of animals and mushrooms. Here you could do the birds if you want to combine it with a portrait, or just do this one. So there's so many options in Tales from the Forest Kingdom. I'd say possibly, yeah, it's my favorite, and my top recommendation from Hannah Carlson's books would be to color in Tales from the Forest Kingdom. Here's another great one, because you've got all the mushrooms, you have got a frog, you've got some bugs as well. You could do this one as another option for you. So those are just some ideas out of Tales from the Forest Kingdom. We could go into Magical Dawn as well. There are a few options here, like this rabbit page, because you do have a lot of mushrooms. You have got the rabbit. It is a bit more of a fantasy take on it, but you know, that is an option for you. Another option is this one, because you do have the fungus or the mushrooms. And this one, if you do this one, you could also connect it with a later challenge that deals with architecture and buildings. So I might come back to this page later on in the video. Here is another great page in Magical Dawn. You've got the mice and the mushrooms. So that would be, you've even got a spider. I know that this book doesn't have as many pictures in it as Forest Kingdom, which is why Forest Kingdom is my preferred option. But if you don't have Forest Kingdom and you have Magical Dawn instead, those are some of my recommendations in there. Alright, so next up will be the lovely Kanoka Igusa. And we've got 3 books in here. Now, Kanoka Igusa's work has got loads of animals, and you can easily create the autumnal feel. Now, in Kingdom of Curious Creatures, or Minuet Debonair, it is a bit more tricky, because you could pick a page and make it autumnal, although I'm not sure sunflowers would really fit in with autumnal. So let's see if we can find a different picture. I think the second half of this book is not going to be very beneficial for this particular challenge. We will come back into these books at a later stage. So here you go. This is a nice option for you for autumnal colors and woodland creatures. So that one's a good one. You could do this page here. And you could easily theme it in autumnal colors, and it would work well because you do have your acorns, you've got berries, you've got the cardinal, I think these are owls, and your squirrels. So very easy to do that one in autumnal colors. Here you might be able to get away with it if you just choose an autumnal palette. So here you've got woodland animals. You could do any of these pages that it would work. Even this one here, you could theme because you've got blackberries and strawberries. So you're kind of going more late summer into early autumn here. This one's a great one. So this page is really, really a good option for you. Oops, sorry, all my pages. This one, the deer, you could easily put this one as early autumn. So yeah, that's an option for you. So there are quite a few options in Minuet Debonair, or Kingdom of Curious Creatures. So then if I look at Rhapsody in the Forest, you're going to get quite a few options in here. So what we're really doing is just looking for mushrooms and autumnal lean. Possibly this one. You could do, I think these are poppies. So if you make those poppies and then create a bit of an autumnal color, maybe make these flowers light yellow into white, that might work. Even if you don't have the autumnal colors, you've got the woodland animals. So from a woodland animal, you could do this page. This book has really got quite a few pages you could do. You could do this one in autumnal pages. I'm sorry, colors, in autumnal colors. This one in autumnal colors. This double page spread is a good one. You could join me in a color along for this page, which I will be finishing up very soon. Here you go. Here's a lovely double page spread. That would work. I think that is about it, really. The rest I think is a bit more of a summer feel. So that's Rhapsody in the Forest, or Garden of Fairy Tale Animals. Then you do have Symphony of Cute Animals. And you could do this page here. I'll just try to do this quickly for you. No, not that one. You could, if you did this in autumnal colors, you could get away with it. This one could work as well, because you do have all three. You can create autumn colors, you've got the mushrooms and the animals. Sorry, I'm going really quickly because I don't want to give you a full flip through. I just want to give you the pages that are relevant. Here's another one. Very cool picture. And yeah, I would say that's probably about it. So those are my recommendations and suggestions for Kanoka Igusa books. Then, like I said, Christine Vogel's book, and then you can also do Millie Marotta. I think she does have some pages in some of her books. I've only got the one. I wouldn't personally be focusing too much on Millie Marotta because I prefer Kanoka Igusa and Hannah Carlson, or even Christine Vogel. Alright, so number 6, color a page from your favorite coloring book. Right now I'm not really sure which is my favorite coloring book, but you would be just pick your favorite coloring book. Color a page using acrylic paints. A good option for you there is Alice in Wonderland or any of those small size coloring books. So if you have any of the Escape to books, the paper in here would work really well for acrylic paints. You could also do Gnomes in the Neighborhood. And in fact, I've actually started on that one. I didn't want to do it as a video because I really am not great. I don't like painting. So here's an acrylic painting that I'm working on. The only thing I won't paint is her skin, maybe her dress. But I'll definitely do the background, the flowers, and I'll see what else I can paint with. So that's going to be predominantly acrylic paint. But any of the pages in the Denise Klett books will work for acrylic paint. You could possibly even try Coloring Heaven, because they're single-sided pages. And if you put a page to protect underneath, you could possibly get away with a lot of acrylic paint on the paper and really go to town. The same could be said for some of your Amazon paper, although I haven't tested that and I wouldn't be able to give you an accurate opinion. Okay, so next up is color a page that includes your favorite animal. So again, that's going to be very specific to you, but I will show you my favorite animal. It's in Mythographic Magical Earth by Joseph Kattenbang, and my favorite animal is tigers. I really love tigers, so I would color this page. I think it is the only coloring page I have with a tiger in it, so I have a bit of trepidation towards this page because of the reflections. I might have to actually turn the page upside down. But yes, that's what I would do. I would color this page. Color a page that's fashionable. So here I am a bit limited in options as far as my coloring books go because I don't have a lot of fashion related coloring books. I am aware that there are, I think Selena Fennick has Victorian themed coloring book. I just really don't like that particular style of paper, even though her work is really, really beautiful. So you can get specific coloring books with fashion in them. However, I'm going to be working out of Hannah Carlson's Midnight Masquerade, because I thought to myself, well, a masquerade ball is quite fashionable. It's got fashion. It's a specific themed fashion, but you know, I could possibly get away with it. So I would look maybe something like this because she's all dressed up. I don't know. All right, let's have a look. I'm going to go from the back because it's just easier to quickly flip through. Here, this one, because she's got the ship on her head, so that's an option. She's just taken a break from flaunting her beautiful fashionable dress on the runway, and she's having a chat to this guy and enjoying the midnight sky. Let's see, this one would also work, I think, for fashion. You know, I imagine that she's on a runway and she's been doing her catwalk with a parasol. Let me know if you think I'm stretching the imagination here. It's just I really like coloring in the books that I've got. I don't always want to buy a book specifically for one purpose and then I don't touch it ever again. Maybe this one, I'm not sure, maybe. Although I think her dress is a bit flat. I'd have to research how to give it a little bit more body. If you wanted to do a male, you could do this guy. So those are my suggestions for Midnight Masquerade, because I don't have anything else that's fashionable. Alright, color, anime or manga, I'm going to have to buy a single printable image. So I'd probably go onto Etsy and have a look for what I can get off Etsy, and then I would then do that. So I don't have a lot of anime or manga. It's not really my style. Color a double page spread. I've already shown you so many options for double page spreads. I think in almost every coloring book you own, there will most likely be a double page spread somewhere, unless you only have single-sided pages. But sometimes even that is doable. Color the seasons, winter, spring, summer, and autumn. If you have Hannah Carlson's book Seasons, that would work really well for you. You could also have a look through Rita Berman's books. I know she does have specific books out for winter, spring, summer, and autumn, so you could do one of those. If I look in her Nien Reis durch Europa, or My Travel Through Europe, some of the autumn ones would be this one. Here you've got the falling leaves. It depends how autumnal or seasonal you want to be. This one could be going from autumn into winter. This one could be, either of these could be winter. And then you could pick any of her floral arrangements for spring. And then for summer, you could do this one, is you're having a picnic. Generally we picnic in summer. At least we do, as me and the boys love picnicking. I think any of the floral arrangements would work for spring, to be honest. Another option is coloring, here you go. This would also be summer. There you go, scuba diving or on the beach. Yeah, so those are some options for you out of Europa. I would personally go through my Creative Haven books. So I would color in Christmas Charm for winter pages. Especially, you know, something like this. It's gearing up for Christmas. It will cover snow. It's got that winter feel. So I would most likely find this page or pages similar to it. Not so much the insides with Christmas. Possibly this one. Not so much that one. I would try and keep it toned down on the Christmas so it's a bit more applicable. But then you could color more than one. You could do this one. or here. So where it's more outdoorsy, I would then do that. Maybe that one. Yeah. So that's what I would do for winter out of Christmas charm. If I go into country charm, there are a couple of pages here I would do for winter scenes. So I've done this one already. So that if you haven't colored it already, this would be an option for you. There's this one, also a great winter page. This one I would do autumn or fall. Another autumn or fall could possibly be, I've seen Coloring with Elena do this with an autumnal feel to it. Then the rest of this one you could also do completely autumnal if you wanted. This one's quite neutral. If you wanted to even change it to snow and you felt adventurous, you could do that as well. This one is autumnal. As I've written here, I'd do autumn colors. And then the rest of this book I would say is more summer. So I would do this page for summer. Well, I don't know about that one. You could if you wanted to. This one is quite summery, and this one. So this particular book for me covers summer, autumn, and winter. So those are my recommendations. Then for autumn, you've got Autumn Charm, and most of these most of these pages you could do autumnal. This one possibly is the only one you could turn into winter if you don't get snow where you live. If your winters are more rain, then this could be an option for you. And then you could always just color over all the leaves to create that wintry type feel where the leaves are all fallen off. You've got your deciduous trees bare to the world. The leaves have all fallen to the ground, and it's rainy and cold. So, but the rest of this I would say is autumnal, as it states. So there you go. And then Country Gardens, I would say you could easily turn this into spring and summer. So although it probably is a bit more summery because the flowers tend to be really out by then. But yeah, I mean, to me personally, by the time spring's arrived, you've got the tulips, you've got the daffodils, you've got flowers are starting to come out. This is a summer page. Also a summer page. You can also get the specific seasonal books by Teresa Goodrich. I think there's like a spring one and a summer one. Then you've got the Winter Wonderland. So you could do that as well if you like. Yeah. I'm not really sure. Like, I would have to look carefully at each one. But I would do something with flowers because, or baby birds. So Country Gardens, maybe, maybe not. I'll let you decide, and I'll let you know what I end up coloring there. All right, so again, you don't have to necessarily pick the same book or themed book for all of the seasons. You could find maybe for me, I might hop into Layla Dooley's The Flower Coloring Year and do snowdrops or daffodils and crocuses instead, because I find that might be easier. And then summer and autumn I might hop back into the Creative Haven books. So like, allow yourself some flexibility and just go with what works for you. All right, number 13, color a page using only 3 colors. Skin tones and black and white are allowed alongside those 3 main colors. So if you choose pink or purple and green, you can use shades of those only. So that for me most likely would be a portrait. I would just go through all my books with portraits in them and pick one there. Maybe an Anastasia Eli Caldereva page. I didn't write anything down because I'm a bit undecided yet on that one. Then we have Color Fairy Tale. Mystic Art Mirrors came to mind. I'm aware she does have on her Etsy store a book on fairy tales. And because she's also a new to me artist, I would be tempted to buy that book and color the fairy tale as well. I just haven't decided yet if her style of drawing is my style. But I am also aware that Selena Fennick has a fairy tale book, and I think Creative Haven has a fairy tale book. So those are some options as well for you. Color a title page. This belongs to, or this belongs to page. So I suppose if I was to go into Munray's Dirt Europa and see, let's see, do they have a title page? I could do the Midnight Masquerade one. So this one doesn't have a title page or belongs to page. Let me find one for you. Okay, I found an example. So Twilight Garden by Maria Trolle. This book belongs to, so I could color that in. Or I could go into Magical Dawn, because I actually have a whip in here. And I think it is a title page. Yeah, there you go. So I could finish this one and write that in. I think I've done, oh, and then Tales from the Midnight Masquerade is another option, because I don't think I've done the title page. So here, I could do this one as well. So those are three options I have for a title page, or this belongs to page. Color a Coloring Heaven magazine front page. So this only applies if you have got one in your collection. Now, I can't tell if it's the cover page of the book or the first page. So I'm a little bit not sure yet. I think it would be this one. So then I would do the first page. But I'm aware some people like to color in the actual cover page. So yeah, you could take any of your Coloring Heaven books and then just do the first page. Yeah. Or you could do both a cover page and a first page. All right, color a Gothic or Dark Fantasy page. Now, I don't really have coloring books with Dark Fantasy or Gothic kind of feel to it, because it's just really not my thing. So I have two options. Go onto Etsy, find an artist who does Dark Fantasy, find an image there that I like and print it. Or I'm going to propose a suggestion. One of Jasmine Beckett Griffith's coloring book pages, because I think you could easily do a coloring page in here with the Gothic colors, but also some of her pages, I think they do lend itself to being a bit dark. So, you know, something like this, or I'll just quickly flip through here. Maybe that one, like Skeleton Magic. Maybe this one here with a bit more Halloween feel to it, or this one here with all the skulls, and then just create it really dark and give her that Gothic type look, the white hair, the black clothes, or something like that. So those are that's sort of where my brain is going through. As far as fairy tale goes, There is this actually where you've got Snow White. So this is a play on Snow White, and there is another one somewhere, I just remembered, where she has, okay, here you got Red Riding Hood, so you could do this one. Actually, I totally forgot about that. So here's options for the fairy tale one. I mean, Princess of Bones, maybe that could be a dark fantasy one. I'm not really sure, so I'm just throwing things out there. If I'm totally misunderstanding it, then please forgive me. Maybe this one with the boots, you know, I could possibly color this a Gothic style, because if I remember rightly, Gothic fashion is those black chunky boots, and then you've got all those like this sort of fishnet sort of style, the choker. So this one could be a nice option actually, to create a Gothic sort of look to it. And then here you've got Alice and Snow White, so that could be another great one for the fairy tale. So there you go. Even Jasmine Beckett Griffiths has options for us. Yay! Okay. Color a mythical page. So I've got two options. Coloring Heaven's Goddesses and Gods and Goddesses special. It's all Greek mythology. So I could easily do something in here. I do like Josh Lee's work as well. So they would be fun to actually do and tick off. Or another option is Goddesses by Marty Noble. And here you've got all sorts of mythology from around the world. And the paper is very thin, so not many layers, but I think quite a quick coloring. So those are some options for that one. Color a page with an endangered species. So that was really easy. You just need Fragile World. Or Tim Jeff's books. I think he has an endangered species one. So yeah, any of these would work. What does it say? Endangered. So critically endangered, you could do the antelopes. I would most likely pick the endangered or the critically endangered ones. So let's go to the beginning. So here you would have the gorilla. He's endangered. And then jump to these frogs here. They're critically endangered. Sorry, I'm just going to go back and forth because I want to get a feel. You could do the lemurs. Then you've got these antelope here. Polar bears aren't actually just vulnerable. They're not endangered. But the chimpanzees are endangered. And then you've got the butterfly here, which is endangered, this particular type of butterfly, and the bumblebee. So those are two more options for you. The eagle here is critically endangered. These fish are an option. So are the ferrets. The giant pandas are vulnerable, so you don't have to worry about that. And so are the hippos, but you could do the bats. It's critically endangered. So I would just refer here to the back and then find the ones that are critically endangered or endangered, and then I would do one of those ones. So that's probably your best option. But yeah, Fragile World was absolutely without a doubt. That's the book that I would recommend. All right, color page with a buddy. So do a buddy color. I'm going to stop the video here, and I will see you in part 2 of the Coloring Checklist Challenge 2023 to 2024, where I give you ideas and suggestions out of my own coloring book collection. Until next time everyone, take care and happy coloring.